They come from all over the planet for the sport's most prestigious international event, the World Series of Bowling. 240 pros from 21 countries are here in Las Vegas. Among them, the PBA's best. All competing for the multiple PBA titles that are up for grabs. It's professional bowling's ultimate test, full of triumphs and disappointments. And it's coming at you next on ESPN. Welcome to South Point. World Series of Bowling rolls on. Today it's the World Bowling Tour Finals. Presented by the PBA, let's meet our finalists.
The number 3 seed is a 4-time PBA Tour titleist and 4-time member of Team USA. He finished 3rd in the 2012-13 World Bowling Tour point list. From Fort Worth, Texas, Mike Fagan. The number 2 seed is the winner of 3 World Bowling Tour titles. And he earned the winner of the championships in 21 countries, a 2-time PBA Player of the Year. From Heartland, Michigan, by way of Finland, Mika Koivuniemi. The number 1 seed is a 2-time World 10-Pin Bowling Association PBA International Tour titleist. The 2012-13 World Bowling Tour points leader and 5-time member of Team USA, from Montgomery, Illinois, Rash. And now the World Bowling Tour Women's Tour finalist. The number 3 seed, a 4-time member of Team USA, the winner of the 2011 USBC Queens and 2-time PBA Regional Champion. From Laguna Hills, California, Missy, Parkin. The number 2 seed is the winner of 16 professional titles, 5 majors including the 2013 Women's U.S. Open. A 9-time member of Team USA from Cheektowaga, New York, Liz Johnson. The number 1 seed is the winner of 9 professional titles, including 5 women's majors in the 2010 PBA Tournament of Champions. A 9-time member of Team USA from Union, New Jersey, Kulick.
And hello again, everyone. Mike Jakubowski, Laneside. 2 years ago, the Professional Bowlers Association and the WTBA teamed up to create the World Bowling Tour, creating the opportunity for these World Bowling Tour women's and men's finals. Missy Parkin, Kelly Kulick, and Liz Johnson have traveled the world in search of that title. Expert analysis on today's telecast comes from Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. Randy, equal opportunity exists for the men on the World Bowling Tour.
Yeah, and nobody's logged more miles and put more miles on their frequent flyer accounts than these 3 gentlemen. Mike Fagan won in Paris in 2012. Rash, his last win came in Thailand just a couple of months ago. And Mika Koivuniemi, he's got 3 wins this season, all wins coming on foreign soil.
And if Mika can make the championship match today, will be the 3rd time in a row he's competed for the WBT men's title. The 3rd member of our broadcast team, Kimberly Pressler, stands by with Missy Parkin.
Thanks, guys. Missy, you are the defending champion of this event, but in order to make it to the final round, you're going to have to go through a U.S. Open winner. How do you propose to do that?
Well, I'm just going to, as cliche as it sounds, take it one shot at a time and throw as many good shots as possible and try to defend my title.
Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
All right, take a look at our oil pattern, 38 feet in length, the WTBA Atlanta. Notice the blue dye in the oil. Now that invisible demon, now visible to our viewers. We will be following the ball track and the oil movement throughout the telecast today.
It's exciting. For the first time in PBA and WTBA history, the blue oil will show where the oil pattern actually is. Liz Johnson, first shot in our opening match out of Cheektowaga, New York. Opening shot. High 6'10".
Just a little bit high, but no harm done, no split, just leaving the 6'10". Liz Johnson is probably the best player at going with the grain of the wood, nice and straight. That's her A game.
Oh my, that is uncharacteristic.
Well, that's something you won't see very often from her. Most of your straight players are all very good spare shooters.
We have a rematch here today as Liz Johnson went up against Missy Parkin in last year's WBT Women's Championship match. 2 early splits in the first and fourth frames cost Liz dearly. In the end, she couldn't catch up with Parkin, who went on a tear in the last half of the match, putting together a 5-bagger to win 238 to 190. Missy Parkin, 31, out of Laguna Hills, California, decided to make the commitment to bowl the World Bowling Tour and has taken advantage of the 2-year rolling ranking point system. And a 7-10 split becomes a 10-pin.
Well, pretty nice break here. 7-10 standing. Didn't look like the 7 got hit hard enough to fall, but it did.
Missy picks up the spare. And here is that 2-year rolling points list. Kulick, Johnson, Parkin on today's show, accumulating the most points, just missing out Deandra Asbeatty and Jazreel Tan. So America represented, as well as Singapore, in the top 5 over the 2 years of the rolling point system. Parkin delivers our first strike.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move a board, right? Because I like that shot. That's what I really like that
Bugsy
shot.
Kelly in the corner for Parkin. Back over to Liz Johnson. 14 women's professional titles, including 5 majors. Liz, after the open frame, trips the 4.
There you go, back on it. Up the grain, that's what she does best. Straight up first arrow, nice trip 4 there. I bowled an event in Las Vegas a few months ago with Pete Weber, Liz Johnson, and Leanne Holzenberg, and Liz piped it straight up first arrow and beat all of us by a lot.
4-pin stands for Liz. Talked to Liz about her physical game, and she said, for me it's about timing, push away, and footwork, and I have to avoid getting fast. Missy Parkin, a 4-time member of Team USA, with her husband Drew, owner of Parkin's OC Bowling Supply in Tustin, California. Opportunity to double and increase the lead here. 3rd frame of our semifinal. Skating wide for the super washout.
Bad shot, wide right, misses the head pin, pays for it. The 1-2-4-6-10. Going to try to get the bowling ball over to the left side of the head pin and throw it into the 610. The ball will take out the 2 and the 4.
Come on. Yes.
Covers the super washout. Clean frame, maintaining a 12-pin lead for Missy Parkin. Drew Parkin, husband to the left, good friend Scott Norton to the right.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to make it.
Strike for Missy.
High backswing, wrist broken back, deep knee bend, and then that elongated follow through, touching the back of her shoulder.
Liz Johnson trails by 12 here, 4th frame. And tripping the 4.
Liz needs to make an adjustment. All 3 shots, or excuse me, the last 3 shots, all coming in a pinch high. She trips 2 4-pins, leaves a 4-pin on the left lane. This is back-to-back trip 4s on this right lane for Liz. Just a border 2 left with her feet will help that ball hold pocket.
Liz finished 2nd last year to Missy Parkin in last year's WBT Women's Final. 2-5.
Missed it just a hair at the bottom. Liz Johnson, major championship winner. Comes in just a bit light, leaving the choppable 2-5. Missy going with the Enigma. Middle of the road in terms of hook potential in her arsenal today.
By Missy's own admission, she hasn't had a good year, and she changed her layout. She said she was slumping. She's practiced a lot and has worked with Bugsy Kelly, including a visit to Hopkinsville. Entering 10.
Well, much better shot than the last time on the right lane. A spare here, she'll remain clean through 5. Watch the 6-pin, 2nd pin on the right, around the 10.
Spare for Parkin and a 12-pin lead in the semifinal match of the World Bowling Tour Women's Final. Kelly Kulick awaits the winner in the title match. 5 frames remaining. Parkin, the first female to join the Professional Bowlers Association way back in 2004, has the advantage. Final 5 frames of our semifinal. Right, and that's a flat 10. Missy's mom and dad looking on, parents supporting, Frank and Pat Bellender. Covers up the 10-pin. 11-pin lead for Missy Parkin. Kelly Kulick awaits in the title match. In the World Bowling Tour Women's Final, who will prevail? Will Missy Parkin hold the lead? Find out when we return to South Point. The World Bowling Tour Finals are brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. DV8, we are DV8. Tonight we bowl. By Radical Bowling Technologies. Wow, that's radical. And by Columbia 300. Grab some friends, have some fun. Let's bowl. Welcome back to Las Vegas World Series of Bowling. 5 rolls on with the World Bowling Tour Women's Finals. Missy Parkin with an 11-pin lead. And the difference, the open frame by Liz Johnson in the first. Here's Liz. Liz is a world traveler. She goes for stretches of months at a time without being home. And every opportunity she has to bowl, she takes it. That's right, it pushed.
Nice shot there for this year's Women's U.S. Open champion. Who can forget Liz Johnson's major victory and then the Battle of the Sexes win against Wes Malott. It's the second time she's beaten him on television.
And the mix doesn't get the 7.
She went with a ball change on that left lane, and that ball just came in just a bit light, not carrying the shaker 7. Liz still in search of that first elusive double. Still only trailing by 11 pins.
Missy Parkin owns 2 PBA regional titles, competing in the regular regional tour. Plus 11, 7th frame. And a ring 10 that time.
Pretty good shot here, but same result on this right lane. Carbon copy of the last shot she threw on the right lane. 3 10 pins in a row. That was close.
Knock it down, that's all you got to do. Spare, clean frame for Missy Parkin in a 10-pin lead. Missy competed this year at the Vienna Open, had a very unique opportunity. She got to travel to Turkey and Greece and participate in clinics, Randy, that were specifically geared to women, and the attendance was fantastic in Turkey and Greece, an amazing opportunity afforded by traveling on the World Bowling Tour. 10-pin lead. Final 3 frames. Kelly Kulick awaits in the final. Come on, Carey! The pins agree.
Well, the good news for Liz Johnson, she's only trailing by 10. The bad news, Missy Parkin's lined up and hitting the pocket just about every shot. Liz needs to figure it out. It's getting late. 3 frames left in this match. Johnson trailing by 10.
Push a little too much. Fast 8.
She has no swing and no hold. And when you're a straight player and you have no hold, you're usually in trouble.
Johnson on the spare, running out of frames. Here's what's in Liz's bag.
Marvelous on the right lane, Defiant Soul on the left. Oh, she's gone back to Marvelous on the left lane.
Time running out for Liz Johnson. Foundation frame. She trails by 12. That's the way to fill a foundation strain. Mark it with an X.
Well, she has a possible 206 now. Problem is Missy Parkin can double in the 9th and then a 3-bagger in the 10th and shut out Liz Johnson. Last 2 shots on this right lane for Parkin. Ring 10, ring 10.
Coming up later on today's show, our men's World Bowling Tour finals featuring Mike Fagan, Mika, Koivuniemi, and top seed Sean Rash. Missy Parkin's foundation frame. And the 10-pin stands.
Well, at least she doesn't have to finish on that lane. With the exception of the super washout in the 3rd frame, she's been all over the pocket, and because of that awesome spare conversion in the 3rd, she's remained clean, and thus the reason why she still maintains the lead that she has.
Spare for Parkin.
Double in 9, she shuts out Liz Johnson. Anything else, Johnson still has a chance to win the match. She took a re-rack in the 9th frame on the right lane. Now she's taking another re-rack on the left lane. The players only get 2 re-racks per game.
Missy Parkin, defending champion of this event. She qualified as the #1 seed in last year's World Bowling Tour Women's Final, defeating Liz. Trying to do the same here to get to Kelly Kulick this time around. Double in 9 to advance. That's one. Partner in the pro shot, Drew Parkin.
Good shot here. The pins cooperate. No 10-pin. She needs one more just like it in 9, and she'll move on to face Kelly Kulick.
And this would be the first double for either player. A strike here, +9, leaves no chance for Johnson. 10th frame. Liz is alive.
Liz Johnson still has life, and as a player, that's all you want is an opportunity. Six 10-pins in this game for Parkin. Liz Johnson on the right lane has a couple of strikes, but they're all tripped 4-pins. Remember the last shot for Liz on the right lane, she went high. Now she needs to muster up 2 strikes here in the 10th to advance. Difference in the match right now is the 6-10 whiff in the 1st frame for Liz Johnson.
Chance to make up for it. High flush, drilled it straight back.
One more just like it, and she will take on Kelly Kulick. And how many times have we seen this, MJ? You let a player hang around, and it comes back to bite you.
Gets the job done, rinse and repeat. Johnson must strike here to advance to the championship against Kulick.
Left all the way. Wait a minute. Wow. Bad shot for Johnson. Parkin advances.
Missy Parkin will take on Kelly Kulick for the World Bowling Tour Women's title. Trying to go for back-to-back titles. So Missy will try to go back-to-back against Kelly Kulick. Coming up next in the World Bowling Tour Women's Finals from the World Series of Bowling. World Series of Bowling 5 rolls on. World Bowling Tour Women's Finals presented by the PBA. We're in the exhibition hall at South Point on specially constructed lanes, and we have reached the title match. Missy Parkin will take on Kelly Kulick, the top seed. Says Missy, you begin. 10 frames for the title.
And she's going to start with a ball change, and with good reason. When your A shot is getting 9 every ball, it means the bowling ball is not going through the pins the right way.
Off to a good start for Parkin. And now the top seed, Kelly Kulick out of Union, New Jersey. 9-time member of Team USA. Winner of the PBA Tournament of Champions. Toes the line in the World Bowling Tour Women's Final. This is a rematch of the 2012 U.S. Open, where Kulick defeated Missy Parkin for the title in the streets of Reno.
And Kelly Kulick's been the top dog for the women's side for a number of years now, using 2 different bowling balls to start this title match. You don't want any part of her, male or female. I mean, she beat Chris Barnes, the Tournament of Champions, and she beat him handily by 70. Great form, great arm swing. She's got hand and power. She also has versatility.
Parkin looking to even things up. Double apiece. Game on.
Well, we're all even after 2, and so far so good on the ball change. What's interesting is that she's using the same ball in both lanes. Kelly Kulick is not.
Ball did not stop. Comes up high. 3-6 for the defending champion.
Bad shot left of target. Lucky only to leave the 3-6. That could have been big 4 easy, but an easy spare left nonetheless. Left of target, not enough hole to keep it on line.
open frame.
Not what you want to do against Kelly Kulick, especially when she starts with a double. 3-6, easy to chop. See the ball take the 3 straight back.
Kelly says she's trying to fall out of some bad habits. She's working out the bug. She says the best thing about her game right now, hey, it's my determination. I still keep putting my shoes on.
Go, Kelly!
And she's got her striking shoes on. 7-10 erased.
Check out the pin action here. This ball looks like it's a little right of target, but because she has hand and power, it comes wheeling back. 7-10 standing. 7-10 goes down. Check out that pin action. Obviously, the pins know it's Kelly Kulick.
Turkey working for Kulick in the 4th. 4 times. Big start for Kulick.
That's what makes her so tough, Mike J. Takes full advantage of the opening given to her by her opponent. Just great classic style and form, power, athleticism. Great result.
Parkin in the hole after the open frame in the 4th. And recovering with a strike.
Down by 34, can cut the deficit to 24 with another strike here in the 5th.
Missy's biggest fan, Drew Parkin, looking on with good friend Scott Norton, PBA Tour champ. Competes on the World Bowling Tour himself. Needed that double, and it's a flat 10.
The difference between the two players, the power of Kelly Kulick blows the 7-10 down. Missy Parkin, less revs, less hand, flat 10.
Missy cleans the frame. Spare in the 5th. Kulick in command. Here's what's in Kelly's bag.
Totally defiant on the right lane. IQ Tour solid on the left lane. Can increase the lead to 44 through 5 frames.
Kulick in command. 5-bagger.
She's got a little bit of room on that lane as well. That was just a little left of target, and the ball holds pocket. Remember the last shot on that right lane when she tripped the 7-10 out late? I don't know, Mike J., you talked about some areas in her game that she's still trying to work out. Looks pretty good to me.
Sure does. She's always tinkering, and the way she spoke to it, she says, I'm tired of it. I'm always working on something. Well, it's working to the tune of a 5-bagger and a big lead. Kulick can step on the gas in the 6th. And carries the break for a 6-pack. Kelly Kulick in command, plus 54 after a 6-bagger. The rest of our championship match in the Women's Bowling Tour final when we return to the World Series of Bowling. Welcome back to South Point. conclusion of the World Bowling Tour Women's Finals. Defending champion Missy Parkin in a deep hole. Sixth frame needs to start striking to put any kind of pressure on Kulick. And there's the beautiful WTBA Women's Trophy. That gets away, crossing over, just the 6-pin.
Well, she made the ball change, and it looked pretty good when it hit the pocket. The problem is she's lost the pocket. Right through the face, only leaving the 6-pin. Running out of time.
Coming up next, the World Bowling Tour Men's Finals coming up. Opening matchup there pits Mike Fagan against Mika Koivuniemi. Sean Rash will await in the title match. Next, Men's Division World Bowling Tour Finals. Missy doesn't strike here, not a lot of chance to win.
Ringing 10 on the left lane. Missy Parkin running out of time, down 56 with a spare here. Her best is 224. Kelly Kulick is already in the 240s.
Covers up the spare. Spares aren't going to be good enough unless Kulick can provide an opening. There's been no evidence of that. The only poor shot coming previously in the 6th frame with the crossover.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to rely on when you're talking about Kelly Kulick. She usually doesn't give any gifts, especially when she's up by 56 and a title's on the line.
Kulick is perfect. 7 in a row.
One more and she doesn't have to show up for the 9th and 10th frame. I'd like her to. I'd like to see her bowl 300.
And Kelly fully aware that there are just fewer opportunities for women to bowl professionally around the world.
You know, obviously there's not enough events for the women in the States. We rely on the U.S. Open and the USBC Queens. So anytime we have an opportunity to go and bowl, we're going to travel for them, at least a handful of us, myself, Liz, Missy. I think it's important to showcase women's bowling. If you have 100 bowlers, 50 of them are going to be women. And we have to put ourselves out there and know that there still is a strong ambiance for us bowling.
And the streak is over.
See, as soon as I mentioned 300, I killed it. Nice run by Kelly. She got a nice break in the 6th frame, crossing over and carrying the Brooklyn hit. But the only blemish was that 6th frame. Everything else has been flush pocket. She got a nice break, tripping the 7-10 early. And a pretty good shot there for a flat 10. Cruise control now, just fill frames. The title is hers. I love the fact that her coach, Del Ballard Jr.'s tennis shoes matches Kelly's shirt.
Oh, error.
Didn't trust it.
And there they are right there. Del Ballard, Hall of Famer. Del Ballard Jr.
I see that one good.
Parkin can still shoot 224. Gets a strike there in the 8th frame.
Kelly Kulick can go 9 out in the 9th, 9 out in the 10th, and shoot 225.
Parkin taking a re-rack here in the 9th. Her back is against the wall, and the situation here is pretty dire. She must strike out to have any chance at all against Kulick. And there's not really anything Coach Bugsy Kelly can do to help her at this point. She leaves the 10, and that will be it for Missy Parkin.
There is your winner.
All around the world to here in Las Vegas, and Kulick can take a victory lap and enjoy her World Bowling Tour women's title.
That was a good shot.
Dialed in on that right lane. And you're right, Kelly, that was a good shot.
Missy Parkin will not go back-to-back. Kelly Kulick is our women's titleist.
A great arm swing and hand at the bottom. There's the rotation. And there's 10 in the pit.
Right there.
That'll add an exclamation point.
Hamstring. About time.
Scared me. Kelly's usually a nice lady.
She's a nice lady with a lot of determination and a lot of fire, and as you know, to work and to do everything you need to do to prepare yourself around the world and all these places to get to a point where you can finally celebrate a victory.
And do it in fine fashion, rolling a little 260 at your opponent.
Slaps around for Del Ballard, Jim Callahan. Missy Parkin, our champion from last year, a second place finish in this year's World Bowling Tour Women's Final. Kelly Kulick, 267, World Bowling Tour Women's Champion.
There you go, baby.
Thank you so much for everything, people. You've been there for everything, baby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bill, 2 balling, baby. Caught some really good breaks.
More of the World Bowling Tour coming your way when the PBA World Series of Bowling returns to South Point. The World Bowling Tour Finals are brought to you by Barbasol. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. By Ebonite. Bowl it forward. By Hammer Bowling. Nothing hits like a hammer. And by Track. Evolutionary. Revolutionary.
Kelly Kulick with a decisive victory, throwing 11 out of 12 strikes, winning 267 to 194 over Missy Parkin. Now let's go to Kimberly Pressler with our winner.
Kelly, you won today, and you won with authority. How's it feel to win today?
You know, it's been a tough year. A couple second-place finishes in Colombia, the U.S. Open after leading it. I feel like I had to prove something, not to everybody, but myself, just to get my confidence back and my swing in my game. So after a long, hard traveling year, it's just icing on the cake for me. It really is.
Well, you get to dance some more. Congratulations. You did an amazing job today.
Thank you so much. I will bring my moves back.
Go Kelly, go Kelly, go Kelly. Congratulations. And coming up, it's the men's division final of the World Bowling Tour. Tournament leader, Sean Rash. But first, our opening match features Mika Koivuniemi taking on the King of Swing, Mike Fagan. Opening match is coming up next. Welcome back to South Point World Bowling Tour Men's Finals, presented by the PBA. Earlier in the World Series of Bowling, our Kimberly Pressler caught up with WTBA President Kevin Dornberger.
I'm here with Kevin Dornberger of the WTBA. Now, Kevin, the World Bowling Tour is finishing up its third season, and it's blossoming into something pretty amazing. How are your feelings on it?
My feelings are about the same, Kimberly. We've got athletes from some countries that we haven't seen before coming to play. We've got a lot of Korean athletes coming to play, and that's an unusual situation. Koreans tend to stay home, and they're really, really good players, and the world's getting to see that now. So I think we're creating a lot more interest in some parts of the world.
That's wonderful. Now let's talk about what's on tap for 2014.
2014, we're adding a lot of new events. We're starting to see a regionalization of our tour, which I was hoping for. We've got events back to back to back. In several instances, we've got 2 swings in the Middle East, 3 swings in 2 weeks. We're now going to Bahrain. We're going to Abu Dhabi. We're going to Qatar twice. We've got a lot of interest in some of the emerging developing bowling countries.
Now, Kevin, I think it's pretty safe to say that you are spearheading the movement to try and make bowling an Olympic sport. So can you give us an update what's going on with that?
Well, there's a lot going on with that, and it's WTBA that's spearheading the effort. I just happen to be heavily involved as the president. But there are opportunities, I think, coming for our sport and others that want to be in the Olympics that aren't right now. There's the system right now that the IOC uses is broken, and they admit it. I think there's going to be changes. I think there's going to be more flexibility. I think there's going to be a real chance for us to become an Olympic sport over the next 4 to 8 years. And there's work to be done, but I'm enthusiastic and very optimistic.
So are we, and we definitely hope that happens. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Kimberly.
World Bowling Tour Men's Final opening matchup between Major Mika Koivuniemi representing Finland and the King of Swing Mike Fagan representing the USA. The winner of this semifinal gets Sean Rash in the title match. Koivuniemi has decided that Fagan opens. Perfect shot for the King of Swing, and a swing evident there.
And early on, we can see Mike Fagan playing the lanes very similar to the way Kelly Kulick played the lanes when she shot 267. Nice and straight right around that 8th or 9th board.
2-time PBA Player of the Year, Mika Koivuniemi, opening shot. And a strike apiece. Mika Koivuniemi has bowled for the WBT Men's Championship the last 2 years. In 2011, he defeated Sean Rash to take home the trophy. And he was back again in 2012. But Mika wasn't so lucky against his good friend Chris Barnes. Barnes needed a strike in the 10th to beat Koivuniemi, and he got it for a 244-228 victory.
That's a terrible break on that route.
This guy knows a thing or two about winning worldwide. How about winning championships in 21 different countries?
That's a ring 10, preventing the opening double.
12 PBA titles to his credit. He also knows how to win big bucks. When he won the 2011 PBA Tournament of Champions and a record first place check of $250,000.
Spare conversion for Koivuniemi. Top 3 points earners on the World Bowling Tour are represented here. Rash, Koivuniemi, and Fagan just missing out on this show. Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones, Americans, dominating the World Bowling Tour men's point list.
Fagan using 2 different balls here early on.
Puritan double for Fagan to get things rolling in our semifinal.
When Mike Fagan decided to work on his straight game, that's when things started to change. When he first came out on tour, all he did was hook it. He said, you know what, in order to be a star out here on tour, I have to be versatile. Worked on his straight game, still works on his straight game, and now has a well-rounded, versatile, competitive game. It's the difference maker for him.
Gets rid of the split, just the 10-pin.
The results started to pay off. He won his first major, finished second to Weber by 1 pin at the U.S. Open a couple of seasons ago. And Mike Fagan now one of the top players on this tour.
Especially evident within the World Bowling Tour itself. Mike's 4 titles. His last title, the 2012 Euro Challenge at St. Maximin, France. So Fagan cleans up the spare. Early advantage. Sean Rash awaits in the title match. Koivuniemi struck back here in the first. Moves it out on the lane. Strike again in the third. That's quite a precise heave.
Well, at Mika Koivuniemi at age 46, no slowing down for this guy. You wonder why he is so competitive at his age. He's running about 5 to 6 miles a day.
Strike and a double and a lead change as Koivuniemi takes advantage and gets a strike on the left lane.
There's the loft, and there's 10 in the pit. Prodigy on the right lane, IQ Tour solid on the left lane.
Strike kicks the 8 out.
Another guy that keeps himself in great shape. I ran into him the other day. He's coming out of the gym. Mike Fagan, another gym rat.
So Fagan sets himself up in the 4th frame, opportunity to grab the lead right back.
Both players playing very similar lines. Mike Fagan, no loft. Both players right around that 8th board. And a nice swishing of the rack by Mike Fagan.
Pretty, pure, And another lead change is Fagan and Koivuniemi involved in a seesaw battle here in our first 5 frames. Mika can snatch it right back if he turkeys here in the 5th. So Koivuniemi 3 out of 4 strikes. The original Finn now residing in Heartland, Michigan. And we've got a seesaw affair. Volley and serve back and forth. Koivuniemi now up by 1.
Yeah, it's starting to shape up like the first player to miss the pocket is going to lose. Koivuniemi up by 1. He can sheet it for 280. Fagan can sheet it for 279. Both players dialed into the 1-3.
And Mika's winning ways on the World Bowling Tour include the 2013 Columbia 300 Vienna Open in Austria, the 2012 Qatar Open in Doha, and the 2012 Round 1 Japan Cup. 6th frame.
Both players just locked and loaded. We have a great matchup in our men's semifinals. Mike Fagan, Mika Koivuniemi, throwing lots of strikes, slinging wood. Stay with us here at the WBT in Las Vegas.
World Series of Bowling 5 rolls on. Mike Jakubowski with Hall of Famer Randy Peterson halfway home in our World Bowling Tour men's finals. Seesaw affair and a lot of strikes, and now Mike Fagan opportunity to jump right back to the front. Winner here gets Sean Rash in the title match.
See how the commercial break affects the players. Mike Fagan up on the right lane, needs to strike to pull within 1. Makes it look pretty easy, doesn't he?
The PBA League is getting ready to start its 2nd season. You can support your favorite team by purchasing PBA League apparel at PBA.com. The latest PBA League t-shirts, along with other officially licensed PBA merchandise, available now by clicking on the shop tab at PBA.com. Seventh frame. Strike to take the lead for Fagan. And he rolls out the 4, the 5, and the 7. Juanita, it's a wall shot.
A little light in the pocket. Fagan likes the result. All the skills to pay the bills, that man right there. Oh no.
Brother, 7-10 split.
In my opinion, the worst break in our sport, because it's a pocket hit, good enough to strike. Instead, you can't even make the spare. He said hook when it got about halfway down the lane, and that's just an awful break. Now, can Mika become the 4th player in PBA history to convert the 7-10 split on television?
Open frame for Koivuniemi opens the door wide for Fagan to advance.
Take a look at Mika's arsenal. The 505C squared. It's got that pin underneath the ring finger to get the ball rolling.
Max score of 246 for Koivuniemi. 8th frame in the semifinal.
You know, his last shot on the right lane, Mike J, an inch right or an inch left, and it's probably a strike. Terrible break. Now Fagan can really put the boots to Mika Koivuniemi with a couple of strikes right here. Sorry.
Kathy and Ralph Fagan, great supporters of Mike Fagan and his bowling over the many years as a youth, collegiate, and now professional competitor.
Just watching the maturation process of Mike Fagan over the last 3 years has been pretty impressive. And it's in full display right now. What a great shot. He gets an opening from his opponent and takes full advantage. Up by 33, 9th frame. Mike Fagan can take it off the sheet for 279. The best Mika Koivuniemi can shoot now, 246. Fagan already in the high 240s.
Foundation frame, 33-pin lead can extend it.
Great shot. Did exactly what he wanted to do. He stepped up after the opening from Mika and goes pack, back to back.
Mika max 246. He gets it. He's going to need some help from Fagan, already pacing higher.
Probably had a couple of choice words in finish for the pocket 710 on the right lane, especially after throwing that strike there. Game over. Mike Fagan's going to take on #1 seed Sean Rash. The only ball that hasn't hit the pocket from both players.
The 49th greatest player voted in PBA history, finishing up 227. His day is over, and Mike Fagan now has a 10th frame to fish around, to experiment, maybe to try another rock. Fagan and Rash coming up next.
Come on, Vegas!
Fagan's last win, as you mentioned, came in Paris back in 2012. Mike Fagan one win away from capturing title number 5.
Fagan third in Player of the Year voting in the 11-12 season, which Rash won by a narrow margin. So we will get to see Player of the Year candidates. Our reigning Player of the Year, Sean Rash, taking on Mike Fagan in the World Bowling Tour men's final next. Always an opportunity, Randy, on these 10th frames when the match is decided to pick up some knowledge. As Fagan dips into the bag to take a look. Mike Fagan and Sean Rash will bowl for the World Bowling Tour men's final when we return to South Point here at the World Series of Bowling 5. World Bowling Tour men's finals presented by the PBA from South Point, and Kimberly Pressler is standing by. It's Mike Fagan versus Sean Rash. Kimberly.
Sean, 2 years ago you had a heartbreaking loss at this exact event. What do you need to do to change that around and get a win in your corner today?
Kimberly, the biggest thing about today is just, learning from the past, moving on from it, taking one shot at a time and having a great day.
Good luck to you.
And that loss Kimberly spoke of was a heartbreaker. Rash would whip a 10-pin in the 2011 WBT Men's Championship match, essentially handing the trophy to Mika Koivuniemi. He's had a history of making mistakes like that.
Yeah, and obviously Mike Fagan is dialed in. It's all about Sean Rash controlling the emotions, having a good look, which I think he will have, and this is going to be a great battle. It's going to turn into one of those which player misses first loses. I think there's going to be a lot of strikes and big scores. And a tale of two Rashes as always out on the qualifying scene and then on television here in Las Vegas. Well, you know what? He has a great track record here at the World Series of Bowling, and he's made the show in this event before. He's made a ton of shows here in Vegas and at South Point. The only thing he hasn't done is won a lot of tournaments in this venue, in this building. Sean Rash can turn that around today.
And he will open the match. Tournament leader decides who starts. Rash says, "Put me in, coach." Opening shot, title match.
And a nice opening shot by Sean Rash. He starts the match, which means he will finish the 10th frame. Both players high rev rate guys, lots of ball speed. Let's see if Fagan can pick up where he left off.
Yep. You got people moving back there, Shirk.
King of Swing stepping off for just a moment as folks are settling into the chairs here. Fagan a winner in the semifinal over Mika Koivuniemi with a big 279-223 win, hoping to continue that momentum here in the title match. Opening shot. Strike apiece. Fagan versus Rash. You see that blue dye out there on the lanes. For the first time, Randy, the PBA has found a way to show the lane pattern.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of folks that have tuned into our telecast, maybe not even realizing that there is oil on the lanes, and you can see it right there. Is a great look. You see this wear area right here on that right lane? That's where the players have migrated to, and that's pretty much the area of play. No real tricks involved on this oil pattern. There's the players, if they make a good shot, have a little left and right to get their ball to the pocket. Just make good shots, trust it, and hope that all 10 fall down.
Light hit. Oh boy. Mark it a strike.
Now, I'm not sure if that would have come back the first game, but got some breakdown here on this oil pattern, and I guarantee you that was a good two-boards right of where he wanted it. Rash using surface in practice may have dried up the right part of the lane a little bit more, and obviously that aided that ball getting back to the pocket.
Sean's life has changed. Sarah Rash, and the new addition to the Rash family is Kaylee. A little peanut is with us, learning all about the sounds of bowling. So double apiece, all strikes, title match, World Bowling Tour Men's Final. And we'll get a Wichita windmill and a reset out of Rash. Timing issue.
It was only a matter of time.
Carries it.
Shot clock's worth it.
Well, a little shot clock violation for Sean Rash, but you know, when you have that much power and speed, the pins don't have a chance. Sean Rash on a 16-pound orb, and that ball's getting down at the pins with some bad intentions. Watch this. See if Mike Fagan now can stay perfect through 3 and even the match.
6-10.
First ball he's missed the pocket with. Two things that disturb an oil pattern: rev rate and surface. Sean Rash has both. Used some surface in practice, but that ball right there looked like it was left of target the whole way.
Perfect cover on the 3-6-10. Title match at the World Bowling Tour Men's Final. Sean Rash off to a turkey start. Fagan now trails in the match. Back on the strike train. Striking the fourth for Fagan.
All right, nice comeback after going through the nose on that right lane as we take a look at Sean Rash's arsenal. Going with a beat down, something Mike Fagan hopes he doesn't get.
Chatted with Sean about his physical game. He says, at the moment I'm happy with everything, including my spare shooting. Don't need to shoot spares when you throw it like that. Sean Rash travels all over the world, but his addition to the family has changed everything.
But it puts you in a different perspective. You know, I've always said that we're entertainers and we're athletes and whatnot, but we play a game to earn money and support our family, but there'll never be a tournament that is more important than my wife and my baby Kaylee.
New proud papa, as Sarah and Kaylee join us, along with Sean's parents.
Yeah! Nice shot there. How about a 5-bagger?
That sign had exactly 5 X's on it. Chuck on the truck with a little pat on the shoulder. Look at that. Power release.
Yeah, the bent elbow, cupped wrist, lots of revs, lots of speed, lots of power.
Reigning PBA Player of the Year puts a 5-bagger on the board.
Yeah, the bad thing for Mike Fagan in the third frame was not only did he not strike, but he lost count. I don't see Sean Rash getting anything less than 9 if he doesn't strike.
Crossing over 6-10. That's 2 on that right lane, not to Fagan specifications.
Back-to-back yanks on the right lane for Fagan. Huge deficit, and we're only halfway through the game.
Fagan on the spare. Rash has not showed a single sign of weakness to this point. And on the other side, Fagan has not missed on the left lane. 6th frame. And now Fagan has missed on the left lane.
Absolutely, totally lost his rhythm, completely out of sync.
Pickup of the 1, the 2, the 6, and the 10 as Fagan stays clean. Will Rash give him an opportunity to jump back in? We will find out when the championship match of the World Bowling Tour men's final returns to South Point. Welcome back to the World Bowling Tour men's finals, part of the PBA World Series of Bowling 5, final 5 frames. Sean Rash has been literally perfect, 5 powerful strikes. And he's got a big lead and a chance to put the pedal down and step on Fagan's chances to win this World Bowling Tour men's title.
Another shot clock violation for Rash, and this one's going to cost him money. That's all right. It's worth it if you keep striking.
Yeah, there's 3 types of hitches. One's the timing hitch, if it's like in the second step. The other's the crowd hitch. And that seemed to be the feel hitch, if the ball doesn't feel right. Now he lets it fly. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. 6-bagger for Sean Rash.
Well, he's on cruise control now. Interesting, he's playing right on top of Mike Fagan's line. You got to wonder if that's disturbed Mike Fagan and his ball reaction in any way. Take a look here at Sean Rash, the delivery. There's the bent elbow and the cupped wrist at the top. And that 16-pound bowling ball with that velocity and rev rate, pins don't stand a chance.
And that's the third of the 3. There's a feel balk, and then there's the timing balk, 2 steps in, and then there's the
flash didn't go off.
External balk.
47-pin lead can increase to 57.
Seven times. No weakness yet out of Rash.
Big shot there.
Start putting odds on how many times on boxing television in Vegas. We're going to make money.
Stay focused.
Well, he regrouped nicely, and this is just a great shot. Watch the 6-pin go to the sidewall and just snap the 10 out. Looked like the 10-pin got hit by a taser.
7 X's for that man. Mike Fagan can max out at 243. Back in the pocket is Fagan. He's going to need them all and hope for help.
Yeah, he's going to need them all and then hope Sean Rash has a train wreck. I don't see that happening. Right now, Mike Fagan internally not feeling very good about the position he's in. I mean, crazier things have happened, but you know, he can only shoot 243. Rash is already in the 250s, and doesn't look like Rash is going to miss anytime soon. There's your max score, Sean Rash, 300.
The roll 8-2 in the corner pocket.
Nothing like late in the 8-pin into the 2-pin. Well, that might make him feel a little better. Pin got in between the two, and that's what rolled the 2-pin forward. Mike Fagan's like, my middle name is Lucky.
Now Rash up 8th frame. He's been perfect. And he can't roll a 2 in the 8th. So the streak is over at 7.
That's all right. 9 spare works. If he 9 spares the rest of the game, you can hand him the trophy. Right out of his hand, you heard him say wheel, meaning hook, grab the lane surface, do something, but catch a little bit more of the head pin.
And you see that blue dye indicating the oil pattern. That's the first time it's ever been done. PBA putting out the blue. So we enter the foundation frame. Rash, big lead, 46 pins. Looking to seal the deal here and claim a World Bowling Tour Men's Championship.
All he's looking to do is fill frames and get out of here with the trophy. That last shot on the right lane, marginal, could have been a 2-8-10. Just get the ball to the 1-3 and make a spare if you leave something.
10-pin, flirted with it.
That's okay. Just convert, move on. This match is his to lose. And that's if Fagan strikes out. That's a big if, considering Fagan's only hit the pocket once in the last 4 frames.
Spare for Rash, pacing 258 and a max score of 243 for Mike Fagan. As Kaylee enjoying the action here in Las Vegas.
Tape, sorry.
She feels a victory coming. She says, hey, you know what? I should probably be awake for Dad's victory. Fagan doesn't strike here, it's over. Crazier things have happened. Right now, Fagan's thinking about one thing and one thing only as he blows into that thumb hole. That's striking out and making Rash think about something.
Fill the box with an X.
Now, what's going to happen on the left lane? Mike Fagan right now is trying to do the calculations in his head. Well, let's see, the last time I went light, the last time before that it was a 6-count washout. What do I do? Here comes an educated guess, and you have to commit.
Gets the light hit and fall.
Well, it was wide right. He didn't think it was going to be enough or good enough to get back to the pocket. It did. One more forces Sean Rash to show up in the 10th frame and get good count. He's got to strike out for 243. Rash would then need 8 on his first shot, and it would be all over. It's all over now.
Pretty good. A little flat.
So Fagan with a runner-up finish. The World Bowling Tour Men's Final. And now Sean Rash can
After the first one.
bask in the moment here in the 10th frame. Just a couple pins and we've got a winner. Sean Rash, all the miles have paid off. You're the World Bowling Tour Men's Champion.
Well, and good for Sean. You know, these players log a lot of miles around the world chasing that big check and trophy, and Sean Rash very deserving of this title. #1 seed came in, started with the front 7, bowled a great game. Fagan ran into some trouble. Sean just bowled a real nice, solid 250 game.
That's the way to finish. 255. Sean Rash picks up the more important.
That's the best trophy of all. Best trophy of all right there.
Wife Sarah, Amy Kaylee.
We did it. Yay.
Congratulations to the Rash family and especially Sean Rash. And we'll talk to him when we return to the World Series of Bowling here in Vegas. The World Bowling Tour Finals are brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. By Storm, bowlers serving bowlers. Storm is the bowlers company. And by USBC, the national governing body servicing the needs of bowling. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. The World Bowling Tour Men's Finals, now history. Sean Rash a winner. 255 to 231. Time now for the Geico Championship Recap with Randy.
Thanks, MJ. In the women's finals, it was Kelly Kulick getting off to a red-hot start, throwing the front 7. She threw 11 out of 12. She crushes Missy Parkin, 267, 194. Then in our men's final, the match you just watched, Sean Rash, red-hot start. He starts with the front 7 as well. Fagan has a little bit of trouble after a huge game. It's all about Sean Rash, 255, 231. And joining me now, our runner-up, Mike Fagan. You shot 279 in your first match. Seemed to struggle in the title match. What happened to your ball reaction?
Well, I had to, obviously Sean was playing a little bit left of me, so I needed to make that move and that adjustment. And honestly, I just didn't make good shots. I mean, there was really nothing wrong with the ball reaction. My ball reaction was great as long as I executed. And a couple bad shots, and, Sean bowled a good game. Couldn't afford it.
Mike, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Sean Rash, the first thing he grabbed when he won was not the trophy, but beautiful little Kaylee. And Kimberly has the Rash family.
Yes, I'm laneside with a very happy Rash family. Now, Sean, today you had some redemption after that heartbreaking loss 2 years ago. What's it like to be in the winner's circle today?
Well, right now it's always nice to win, but anytime you have your family with you, it's just a great thing. First and foremost, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's been here all week. The sponsors, Brunswick, T-Mobile, AOC, Vice, the PBA for giving us an opportunity to travel around the world, and the WBT. But my family, Kaylee, Sarah, and I, we've been blessed. It's nice to win, but at the end of the day, I have a family to go home to.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the family, because you seem a little bit like you're changed out there, a little more focused and more clarity. Sarah, do you think this has a little bit to do with this beautiful little girl right here?
Definitely. I know he's, very proud of her, and, like you said, it's all about family, and he's happy to come home to us.
Sean, do you feel more focused?
Well, it's definitely a lot easier to throw a bowling ball than change a diaper. So, I'm so happy to have the people in my corner helping me day in and day out, throw great shots, make great choices, and a great family supporting me.
Well, congratulations to you on your win today.
Sean Rash, one of the players you'll see in next Sunday's Round 1 Japan Cup from Tokyo, where the best of the PBA and the JPBA meet. Will the PBA continue to dominate this event? Find out next Sunday at 1 Eastern. One more event left at the World Series of Bowling 5, and a doubleheader at that. The Regional Players Invitational Finals, as well as the PBA 50 Tour Finals. That's in 2 weeks, right back here at South Point in Las Vegas. Congratulations to Sean Rash and Kelly Kulick, our WBT men's and women's champions. For Randy Peterson and Kimberly Kressler, this is Mike Jakubowski. Make sure to join us next week for the Round 1 Japan Cup.